welcome to Atlanta News First. I am your host, Natasha. Today, for Black History Month, we are celebrating entrepreneurs, people who are doing major things in the industry, and people who you're going to see some very great things, especially in our industry for our Black community. Today, I am sitting here with John Abba. He is the producer and lead for a Comedy Hype, a comedy website which promotes all comedy and also some other things, but we will get into that. Hey, John.
Man, thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm excited that I'm able to have this conversation with you.
Oh, for sure.
And it's very inspiring to meet people who are in the business.
No doubt.
Especially for the Black community.
No doubt.
Now, tell me exactly what is your role and what is Comedy Hype?
So I am the lead producer at Comedy Hype. What we do is we started off as like the ESPN of comedy, particularly focusing on Black comedians.
Yes.
That has now ventured into a world beyond than just the comedy space, where we see there's an opportunity to show Black people are much more, I guess, non-monolithic than just the things that we've been seeing. We're into hunting, we're into different kind of sports, we're into different cultures, we're traveling. So the idea right now is that we're expanding Comedy Hype to Hype Plus, which is going to be able to show us in the variety of color that we represent.
Yes, I love it. Now, with Comedy Hype, where did that originate? Where did that start? I want to get a little bit of the history.
Yes, this is the Black history moment.
Yes, Black history. We want to know where we started so we can know where we're going.
I like that. That's a big fact. Originally, I started this at my grandmother's house. The idea kind of came when I first moved back to Atlanta. I was raised in Hawaii, and in 2009, I came with this idea of trying to show and create a place for Black people to laugh.
Yes.
If you looked at like other platforms, I would mention like a Comedy Central, their content wasn't really catering to us.
Right.
So the goal was to create a place that we can laugh, and it used to be called the Laughing Barrel. A little fun fact history is that back in the slavery time, there used to be laughing barrels. And the slaves would have to laugh in these barrels out of the earshot of the master so that they wouldn't get in trouble for laughing. So that was like a little play on that to kind of have our cool spot that we can laugh. At the same time, it promoted Black comedians and artists of that.
So how did you transition from the Laughing Barrel to Comedy Hype? Like
Man, you know, with this being about entrepreneurs, you know, one thing about our entrepreneurs, I think sometimes we get fixated on what the vision is. We're very people, I feel like we sometimes lead with our emotions, if I'm being honest, and we see things a certain way. And at a certain point, the Laughing Barrel was not sticking. It was not resonating right away. You know, you have that elevator pitch when you're telling somebody, and I'm like, hey, we're the Laughing Barrel. Now, to be real, I had a gentleman who was not of our culture. He thought I was selling guns because of barrel. And so that was like the kind of the stick that that broke the camel's back, where it was like, okay, I need to maybe change the name to really resonate of what I'm trying to deliver. And that was uncomfortable because I love the name, the Laughing Barrel, but this is a business decision that you have to make at times if you do want to scale your company.
So, I mean, and that's exciting too, because you took an opportunity. You said, you know what, I love it. But I'm going to try to get something that's going to cater or stick out. You know how sometimes your parents name you a name just so it's like, I want to make sure you get this job. On your resume, I needed to say.
I was just thinking about different companies and, you know, like Target, Walmart. Like I start kind of getting into that bag of like, how does that work? And I think there's a psychology there to it. And, you know, that's one thing about, I think, us at times is like, entrepreneurship is like a real thing. And sometimes right now with social media, it's a good like bio thing, a CEO of this, but to really live this life of entrepreneur, it's much more than a cool hashtag.
I don't think a lot of people know that. That entrepreneurship, because you'll hear people say, you can just run your own business. Do you know how much work it takes to run your own business?
But it's like, my standpoint now, because even coming up here, I was just thinking about like, what's the angle? And it's a little bit like, might ruffle some feathers, but I really think we should have less entrepreneurs and more Black corporations.
Absolutely. No, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times I think we just looking to kind of have that title. And
instead of everybody helping each other. When
Right.
you have a corporation, you have the boss, then you have leads, then you have like that helps to build the company.
builds a
And then
big-
once you build the bigger one, there's another, then you can get another branch
Yeah.
and then another branch. And I've said that a lot too, and that's perfect.
Yeah, I want to see that for us.
Yes.
You know, I want to see black corporations, not black entrepreneurs.
Yes.
But we got to kind of
Work
choose
together.
to work together at one spot.
Yes, and everybody doesn't have to feel like I have to be the boss.
Yeah.
But you are the boss. You have to manage your lifestyle, your
Yeah.
life, and when you help one, you're helping yourself.
Yeah.
So no, I definitely I
Yes,
can see
yeah.
that. Now, with Comedy Hype, kind of explain to me just a little bit. What do people when people come to your site or
Yeah.
when people visit Comedy Hype, what are they getting? Like you have hosts, right? That host a show. Like what
Mm-hmm.
are we getting when we come to the site?
When you come to our platform, we got a variety of different content. Right now, we have our lead content, which is the Comedy Hype News Show, that has Symphony Thompson as our moderator, that has comedian Pierre as our analyst, as well as Capone, Yamanika, and then we also just brought in a gentleman named Marcus Harvey who pops in, as well as we have Danielle out of the Bahamas who is a research analyst. And the idea for that particular show is that it is our first take of comedy. So we debating comedy conversations, but we're also really talking about the culture.
Yes.
And at times people be like, why y'all not talking about comedy? But we feel like we're much more than just that, and
Yeah.
we're using comedic voices. So
Right.
on our platform, you'll get your interviews with people that resonated with you over the years, and it's just here to really try to capture our story because I think oftentimes it's not always told.
Yes, no, I love that. I absolutely love that. So aside from Comedy Hype, what
Yeah.
are we working on? What else are we working on right now?
Right now, we actually are outside of Comedy Hype.
Yes.
Because Comedy Hype is all I be working on.
That's it. Well, no, we're not going to say outside of. What else is tailored to Comedy Hype?
Got you. Right now, the new show I just mentioned, every Wednesday at 12:30, you can come to our studio and we open up for a live taping. That's pretty big for us, being a bootstrap kind of company,
Right.
kind of coming up. So to see people in our studio
Yes.
enjoying it, we have sponsors, Smoky Stallion, which is Cam Newton's restaurant, and at the same time, that's been really exciting to see.
Yes.
Because at one point nobody was showing up.
Right.
And my team was looking at me like, yo, like what's this like what is he doing again?
That just says you put in the work.
Yeah.
You did the work. You
Yeah.
followed
Yeah.
your purpose. So that's amazing. Now you have something going on, the T-shirts.
Yes, which we got
My
a couple
mama
t-shirts.
is black.
Oh, so you like those shirts?
I like that shirt.
Okay.
Because my mama is black.
Man. and that's the beauty of I think what's been going on is being able to work with creatives. That's a Andre Walker design. Andre Walker is a street artist. I'm sure people that are watching this might have seen this. He sells street art on the corner, and I follow. We're friends, and I seen him post a picture on Instagram that said "My Mama Black," and he had a design. And I said, "Yo, that really resonated."
Right.
And I reached out to him, and I reached out to a couple of people, and I said, let's try to do some type of brand.
Right.
So we do have My Mama Black merchandise on our platform at comedyhypelabs.com/shop.
I didn't even have to ask you. Say it again, because I was just going to ask you,
Oh,
where
you
can
know
we
we-
go
you know I
get
do
it?
this.
You did it.
Now, but comedyhypelabs.com, or matter of fact, we just recently updated to mymamablack.com. If you go there, it'll show you, and that's MYMOMMA Black BLACK.com.
So you already a corporation. You know that, right?
I mean, I want to see us expand.
You got to speak it into existence.
I feel you. We got. I want like 1,000, and it's not even to be funny. I really believe in that. You know, I hope that this is something that resonates with like the people watching this. That like, you know, if you're gonna jump into the entrepreneur lane, really be about it. It's not just a cool, fancy title. Really be able to understand what it takes to get here.
Right.
This wasn't overnight, and it's might feel that way, might
Right.
seem that way. You might see me for the first time, but there's a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of grinding, a lot of headaches.
Right.
To get to this point.
Right.
And there's more things that we're going to try to accomplish. So
Right.
again, my thing is just, you know, I want to see less black entrepreneurs and more black corporations.
Absolutely. So what, aside from the Comedy Hype, the T-shirts, and I know you gave a lot of positive information as well. You have a show on Wednesdays as well, right?
Yep.
What's that?
That's the Comedy Hype Live show, the one that we open the studio audience.
And there's this one called like Lunch. Something?
Lunch at Hype, that's the same
thing?
energy.
Okay,
It's just
so
one
the
big old
same-
gumbo
one
of
big
just
old gumbo.
come on, vibe with
Okay.
us. With Smoky Stallion, which is, I mentioned Cam Newton's restaurant that's not far from us. They help us provide some wings for the people in the audience. So we
Right.
say free wing Wednesdays.
Yes.
Y'all can't turn down a wing, so we like, come on
Yes.
through 235 Walker Street. Be able to see us. We're there 12:30 on Wednesdays. And if you can, jump on our social accounts to be able to get the official link to RSVP and check us out in action.
Yes. Now, you already told me you want to be a corporation.
Yeah.
Aside from wanting to be a corporation, what is not the end goal, but what is the big picture for you, aside
Yeah.
from the corporation?
I mean, you know, ultimately, I think this is, and this is me being very sincere in this answer, you know, at times, you know, business becomes something that we really all want to conquer, but I
Right.
think we can't forget about who we are as people.
Right.
So right now I'm in the midst of trying to figure out how do I balance my life, personal
Right.
life, and then build a company at the same time. So the big picture is I hope to be able to travel the world,
Yes.
enjoy myself,
Yes.
experience, at the same time create this beautiful platform that we've been doing that will touch and really inspire a generation of people to come. And I want to keep it for generations because that's a big thing.
Yes.
We
And
be
I think
selling our
that's
stuff off too.
Yeah, and I think that's a big thing because not only are you have your own business and you're building a brand in a corporation, you're also giving other people opportunities.
Man, that's it.
Yeah, you're giving other people opportunities. So with their opportunities, then they're able to grow. So it kind of branches off so everybody wins.
That's why I'm like, we need corporations.
Right.
That individualism, I think, I said has hurt our community, I think, at times.
Right.
Because we just don't work together, but other people work together in a strategic way.
Right.
Even kind of unconsciously. They're just showing up to work.
Right.
But naturally, they have to work together to eat and survive. And I think I want to see that for us. And I want us to maintain ownership of our companies. I think we've been selling them off lately.
Right.
Like,
Right.
like these artists in these catalogs.
Right.
I had something to say about that.
Right.
I want to, you know,
Yeah.
where we talk about generational wealth.
Yes, and we're going to and people like you are going to allow us to get there.
Man, hold
You're-
me to it. I tell everybody, hold me to
Yeah.
it. If y'all see Comedy Hype for sale, y'all can call me out. But I'm trying to stay thorough with
Right.
this, you know, and I know that what you said just a second ago, that feels good. That's the money. That's the
Yeah.
currency. People come on in, take off, work with us
Yes.
though, build with us,
Build
feel
with
good.
Yeah, because everybody got to eat.
Everybody got to eat, B.
That right. Look, I'm
Well,
trying not to go there.
You can
Look,
say that.
I'm trying not to go there. I try to keep it professional. Like everybody got to
Hey,
eat.
paid in full for those that don't know.
Right. So again, I'm excited that I was able to sit down and talk with you. I've
Yeah.
been to the studio before.
Man.
Could paint before we go, I just want you to paint a little bit of a picture. Like it's a lot of personality for the community at your studio. So you guys make sure you go visit
Yes.
the studios.
235 Walker Street,
Yes.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for this. I'm excited for you. Again, tell us where to go for Comedy Hype.
Yes. So right now we're predominantly taking over our YouTube areas. You can go to Comedy Hype on YouTube. You can go on Comedy Hype on Instagram and Hype Plus TV. We do have a streaming platform.
Seen that.
That's gonna be fly. And I just told you I'm trying to be a corporation. So this is my Netflix attempt. And it's gonna take time to build it as well.
Right.
So hypeplusTV.com, you can see comedian Pierre's latest special there. We produced that ourselves independently. I took it to California, I shot it. First time doing it, but I went for it. And that's what
Right.
you gotta do as an entrepreneur.
Right.
Sometimes just go for
Just
it, take
go
a
for
leap.
it. Right.
Yeah.
My last question I like to ask this. If you weren't doing Comedy Hype, what would you be doing?
Traveling the world,
Traveling the
somewhere, you know, in Tulum. I like
that's
just
beautiful.
chilling
Yes.
off the grid.
Yes.
But you know, like I'm here because I kind of see a bigger mission for the time being, and I hope that you know people that hear this story
Right.
want to figure it out with me.
Yes. Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. And again, this is for Black History Month. So again, we're celebrating you.
Oh man.
And we want to thank you
Oh,
for
man.
starting from the bottom for people who can't do that themselves because entrepreneurship is extremely hard.
It's not.
So you
It's not a
started from the
fancy
bottom for
hashtag.
the people that, like me, I'm not an entrepreneur,
Oh, man.
but you're starting for people like me that's like need to come in and say, can you help me? Can you show me?
Man.
So we want to
We need everybody.
say thank you
We
to
need
you.
everybody. We need
Yes.
everybody. Like,
Yes.
don't think it's not cool to not be an entrepreneur. We need somebody to show up to work.
Yes.
So that's real talk.
Yes.
Because everybody trying to be yo, we need everybody. Whatever you do, just be the best at it. And let's collectively try to keep it in-house as best as we can so we can continue to build beautiful places like this studio that you have us at right now.
Yes. Alrighty, thank you, John. I
No doubt.
appreciate you. And again, my name is Natasha with Atlanta News First. We're celebrating our Black entrepreneurs for Black History Month.